Do we really know how to give 100%? I was talking to Sue, my trainer, this morning, and we were talking about the necessity a lot of us need to have with a trainer or a mentor or a tutor or a teacher. Someone we are accountable to, someone we trust, that we feel safe with, that will help us unlock our real potential, confidence, and energy. And that's a whole process, because part of the problem, and I'm going to quote from the immortal pastor David Goggins from his chapter of FU, I don't care what you think. Anyways, this crazy brother talks about the governor in our minds, and how in cars, every vehicle has a governor in the vehicle that says what it can and can't do. And we have that in our heads, and it's a safety mechanism that is there in case of danger. Okay, so it makes sense, But the problem with our society is that we've turned anything uncomfortable into something that's dangerous. And so we've equated convenience and comfort with protection. So we don't do anything that's challenging. So when we have that governor, that subconscious governor in our head, we think the 35% that we're giving is actually 100%. And let me give you an example. And it was from David Goggins' book, and he was talking about this. No, I think it was one of his podcasts. He was talking about this kid that was complaining about, doing college and the work he was doing in college. Actually, I'm sorry. It was Eric Thomas who said this. My fault, E.T. The kid in college was talking about how hard he was working and how much of a struggle it was. And Eric challenged him and said, "What are you comparing that to?" And the kid, explained that, well, in high school, he never had to study at all. It all just came naturally to him. So he was seeing the fact that he had to study now as hard work, as he was given 100%. But he was just at the beginning of unlocking hard work. And a lot of us are in that situation where we haven't really begun to fight. We're just at the beginning. We're just at the fringes, the edge of the battleground. We haven't even got in there. We haven't even got our fingers or hands or we haven't got our elbows dirty. We're just on the outside complaining about, our knees are a little hurt. You haven't put your whole body, soul, and heart into it. So often I see that, in couples counseling when I'm talking to couples. The fear that many people have in relationships prevents that person from giving everything they have because they're afraid they're going to do all that and it's going to fail. So what they end up doing is they give 35%, and they've gotten confused to think that their 35% is actually 100%, but the relationship could very well possibly be failing because you're only giving 35% and not 100. If you're going to fail at something, and this is my opinion, if you're going to fail at something, fail spectacularly. Fail because you've given every piece of it, every little gram of sweat and energy into that thing, and then you fail. Because to me, you can't thoroughly evaluate your efforts and what went wrong or what went right until you put in 100%. then you can safely evaluate where you need to strengthen up, where you need to toughen up, where you need to be faster, smarter, whatever. But if you're only giving 35%, how do you know what really went wrong? So we have to, I think it's just so critical for everybody who's listening to this crazy podcast with this crazy black man, for us to get people in our life that we respect, trust, and are honest with. That we give them permission to push us beyond our limits, beyond our own understanding of our limits. So we can get better, so we can improve, so we can actually get an idea of what the best version of ourselves would look like. So many of us have conditioned ourselves, have compromised our dreams so much that our dream, when we were little, our dream was this big, okay? But now that we've taken some hits and we've had some disappointments, we've shrink wrapped our dream to be like this big. It's almost like you know, when you see the fast food commercials. I'm old, okay? I remember how big the Big Mac actually was. The Big Mac is no longer the Big Mac, okay? It's been dehydrated, it's been shrunken. You know, for those who don't realize that, you know, ask somebody who's old like me how big the Big Mac used to be. But, you know, that's the deal with our society, is that we've shrunken our dreams and our capacity to match our comfort zone. And our comfort zone is killing us. So I'm just encouraging you guys just to re-examine what you're capable of. And then when you're done doing that, talk to somebody else about what they think you're capable of. Somebody you trust that will be honest with you. Because I can almost guarantee they're going to tell you, oh, Will, you can do way more than you're doing. Because you're way better than you think you are. All right? Love you guys. Talk to you later. Peace.